Welcome back, gang, for the first time and hopefully many more to come. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notifications right here, this little bell, so you can get those emails every time we
How's it going? It's Ron from ThaBoxingvoice. I'm here with Dmitry Salita. How's it going?
It's going great. We're going from one big fight to another, and a great. Very happy to be here at this big press conference. It feels very electric. It's going to be a great fight.
Now, with that being said, Canelo, Danny Jacobs, who do you got winning?
I grew up with Danny Jacobs in Starrett City Boxing Club, so I have Danny Jacobs winning. I think he's the better boxer. I obviously support him and like him on a personal level. Nothing against Canelo, he's a great fighter as well, but I think Danny Jacobs is going to be the victor. He has all the ability and the skills to be the victor.
Now, you know, with that being said, how do you think this will go? Do you think this will be a decision? Do you think Danny Jacobs can stop him?
Yes, I think it'll be a decision.
Okay.
I think Danny Jacobs has the skills and the conditioning to control the fight, to score a decision win.
Now, my other question, all right, a fellow fighter that you fought, you know, Amir Khan, fighting Terrence Crawford. Look, I know you've been around the business. How do you have that fight going out?
Well, I think Amir is a very talented fighter, has great hand speed, but I think that you just look at their careers, you know, I think that Crawford is on the ascent and Amir is on a descent a little bit. So I think that Crawford is too young, too ambitious, and too good for Amir at this point.
Now, what would you tell Crawford to watch out for, I guess, when you fight Amir Khan? Because, you know, former champion, moved up many different divisions. What would you tell, watch out?
Amir is very fast. He's obviously very experienced. He understands the fight very well, and he adjusts to the situation. But I think that Crawford, being as busy as he has been against top-level competition, instinctively, he knows how to react, and he feels very comfortable in the ring, and he's fought so many styles in his last several fights. I think he's going to be okay.
Now, another fight coming up, Spence, Mikey Garcia, right around the corner. How do you have that fight going out?
Great fight. I have to give it to Spence because a good big man beats a good little man. Garcia is a great fighter, but he doesn't have the size and the strength to deal with somebody as big and as strong in their peak as Spence. Spence is a very talented fighter, in his peak, very ambitious. Garcia, I think, is a little bit older than Spence, and obviously physically smaller. A good puncher, not a gigantic puncher. So I think that all the things have to favor Spence.
So you're picking Spence, you're picking Crawford. I'm gonna tie them together. Who you got in those two guys? If Spence or Crawford fight?
Ooh, that's a great fight. I don't know. I would have to see how they do in these fights to see what will happen in that fight. But that's a great fight. Okay. That's a great fight. That's Leonard Hearns.
Oh, okay. Trilogy? Would you say if one person beat the other, do it again?
I don't know. We have to see how big their names are gonna, how famous they're gonna get after these two fights. But boxing needs great fights, and I think that the sport is in the healthiest place it's ever been, with all these different platforms competing for talent. Talent is king, and so it's great for boxing, it's great for fighters, it's great for the sport. The only thing that we have to work on is making sure that the big fights get done, even if people are with different homes and different promoters and different networks and different worlds. We have to make sure that they come together to give it all to the fans, because it's all about the fans. The fans are the driving force of the sport.
Now, I was just talking to you the other day at the Clarissa Shield and in the Hammer press conference. Really exciting. Just want to talk a little bit more about what that means for women boxing.
I think it's one of the most historic boxing events that ever happened. It's one of the greatest boxing, it's going to be one of the greatest boxing nights of all time. Because this is the first women's fight ever. And the winner of that fight, I believe, has every right to join the pound-for-pound list. And
that's men and women, like, combined?
And women. Yes, I think so.
Okay.
And I think that women's boxing, as a result of that match and that fight, is going to grow to new heights. Showtime is doing 2 all-access episodes on the ladies, on the very talented fighters, and that is going to raise women's boxing to new heights. And obviously, a great fight, which I think it will be.
What's your honest opinion for women fighting to be at 3 minutes opposed to 2 minutes? You know, UFC had made the argument that women fight the same amount of time that, you know, the men do. Women in boxing get a minute less. What's your whole take on that?
I'm not educated enough to make a proper, state a proper opinion on this subject.
Okay. And then with that being said, I was poking you last time. Undercards, Clarissa Shields, Hammer, anything?
Yes. Well, I already kind of broke it. The undercard is going to be an exciting who I feel is the best American heavyweight prospect in Jermaine Franklin.
Okay.
Very, very good fighter. Has tremendous amount of amateur boxing accolades. 17-0. If you box track him, you'll see how many quality guys he has beaten, being so much off the radar, and not too many people know about him. So I'm very excited about him. And we're going to make one more announcement of another very exciting undercard fight. It's going to be a great, great show top to bottom.
Awesome, perfect. And then with that being said, my last question is, you got some ShowBox cards, a little bit of connection with UFC Fight Pass. Do you have a home yet for Salita Promotions? You know, seeing that Big Baby Miller's on DAZN. Where would you say the home right now for Salita Promotions yet? Or are you still shopping around?
The home is where the talent is.
Okay.
It's all about the fighters, and it's all about getting the best opportunity for the fighters and getting them the most visibility and the most money, and all those things have to combine and work together. But I'm very grateful to Showtime for all the support they've shown to me and to my fighters, and to Clarissa Shields and to women's boxing. We had a ShowBox date a week and a half ago, so I'm very grateful for those opportunities. And you know, and obviously, on the flip side, Jarrell's getting a great opportunity to fight for the unified heavyweight world title for a lot of money on DAZN. So that's a great opportunity as well. So we are, as I said earlier, it's important for the boxing community and for the boxing fans to get the most benefit out of these great talented boxers. And that only happens when the best fight the best. So I wouldn't say that, I wouldn't phrase it in a way that we don't have a home. We are out there to make the best fights. To make the best fights for the network and to make the best fights for the fans. So certain platforms are very invested in one division, and others are very invested in another division. So for the fighters and for the fans, it's best to align those fighters with the platform that can deliver those big fights. And the most important is that we have great talent. I feel that we have some of the best talent in the world, and that's what makes it happen.
Perfect. With that being said, if you can give your social media where the fans can find you at?
Salita Prom, P-R-O-M, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook.
All right, awesome, perfect. I'll see you later.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, from title, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.